Hi and welcome to one of my Shark Tank Reacts videos where I react and analyze one Shark Tank pitch as if I would be one of the sharks. I love this program. It has tons of knowledge for the investor and for the entrepreneur, and we get to see these battling out and giving advice left and right, and it's tremendous value in this program. And when I'm looking at one pitch, I'm looking at four things. I'm looking at the people behind the company, I'm looking at the business model, I'm looking at the market, and I'm looking at the numbers. And last but not least, I will in the end of this video tell you if I would invest in this company, and if I would do it, what basis, and if I wouldn't do it, what's the reasons. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Otherwise, jump into the pitch.
First in the tank is what the entrepreneur believes is cutting-edge healthcare for your loved ones.
My name is Aaron Hirschhorn from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and my company is Gallant. Take a look at these little puppies. Aren't they so cute? So I brought one for each shark.
Yay!
Okay, Damon, that's Bear.
Hey, Bear, how you doing?
That's Bunny.
Baby. Hi.
All right.
Hi.
So
See,
Aaron,
pick.
if this guy pees on me, it's over between us.
I understand. It's a risk I'm willing to take. That's Panda.
Who do I get?
You have Fred.
What up, Fred?
What did you doing, Freddie?
Hey. Oh, so sweet.
Now bear with me for a second. If you were to fast forward just 10 short years, 4 out of 5 of these little guys are going to suffer from devastating age-related ailments like arthritis, blindness, or worse.
Oh.
Who's there? Oh my God.
Move along. Move along. You ain't touching Fred.
Mine doesn't want to go.
I'm sorry, buddy. I tried to buy you out, but no deal.
Panda wanted a royalty.
Grim Reaper.
I'm turning into Robert.
Our story begins 2 years ago when I was finally freed from a decade of chronic back pain with stem cell therapy. And at the same time, I watched our beloved family dog, Rocky, suffer from arthritis so painful she couldn't even walk. And I wondered if the same revolutionary science that helped my back could also be used for pets. Turns out it can. So I created Gallant, stem cell banking and regenerative medicine for pets. Just as you can bank your children's umbilical cord stem cells at birth, you can now save your pet's young, healthy stem cells during the routine spay or neuter. All you do is sign up on our website, and we send our kit to your veterinarian and take care of the rest. And I'm so excited about Gallant, not only because stem cells treat multiple disorders, from kidney disease to broken bones. In research animals, they've been shown to extend healthy life by as much as 30%. Imagine that. That's years more with your best friend. So sharks, for $500,000 in exchange for 2% of the company, you can join our pack of stem cell scientists and bring enduring health and puppy love to millions.
This is
with
not going
Gallant.
to end
Okay,
well.
very interesting company. They are in an area I wouldn't expect to see in the Shark Tank, because it is in stem cell. It is in stem cells therapy. It is with stem cells banking also, to keep the stem cells banked through like you do with eggs or anything else that you want to keep, that you want to use later on for maybe having a child or upcoming diseases or anything like that. Very interesting. Focused on pets. Humanization of pets is something that has happened recently. It is one of the big mega trends out there in the world. We are spending more and more money on our pets than ever. I'm a pet lover myself. I had my golden retriever for 13 years since I was 12. So sadly is not here with us anymore, but dog years are short. Short and sweet. And now he's talking about arthritis in this dog. My dog actually had it. So I understand you want to give that a remedy and help with that. Stem cells is very, very expensive. Stem cells therapy is very, very expensive. There have been research on this area for like 50, 60 years. But the biggest problem has been the cost. Everything from stem cells separation to injecting it to having the whole procedure done and so on. And it's costing a lot of money to do that. I've seen therapies up to $2 million per treatment. Not a year, not anything like that, per treatment. So it's really, really expensive. And he is very much toying with heartstring here, giving them puppies, making them invested in the puppies to feel like, oh, this is something I want to be invested in. You see these cute guys, you don't want them to die early. You don't want them to go, as Mark Cuban is keeping his puppies Fred. So it's really cool. And then to the valuation. 200,000 for 2%. I don't know, that may be one of the highest valuations that I have done so far in a video. 25 million in valuation. He needs to have high sales to back this up. And then also he needs to have the right background, because this is a complicated area. It's a complicated area because of research, but also because of kind of dynamics of that world. It's maybe easier to do it with veterinarians and with pets than it is to do it with humans and hospitals and so on and so on. So that could be a good thing here. I only know that it's very expensive and very hard to get these kind of treatments out in hospitals and in the human world, FDA approvals and stuff like that. So it's very, very interesting. However, he needs to back up with sales. You can't just come here and like 25 million valuation. You are having all this potential, yeah, but you have nothing. So we don't know if the potential is even worth something. Because if you haven't tested the market and haven't done anything like that, and it's only, so to say, starting to be a proof of concept and something like that. I know the research is expensive. It's worth a lot. But still, a lot of research has gone down the barrel and not produced anything. So hopefully he has patience. Hopefully he has paying customers, and hopefully he has quite substantial revenues and healthy margins. So let's jump in. Do you think Mr. Wonderful would do a deal for licensing in every treatment? I think it's a little bit harder to do it here than it is with cupcakes. So let's jump in.
Well, you must have fantastic sales, I'm guessing.
So we have two divisions. We have a therapeutics division that's actively developing stem cell medicines, and we have a consumer stem cell banking division that launches in 3 weeks.
I know how this is going to end. Tell us your history.
Absolutely. So in 2009, my wife and I each lost our jobs, and we started dog sitting in our house to make extra money. And that turned into an online platform for dog sitting. Think Airbnb for dogs. And we generated over 100 million in sales in under 6 years.
100
We
million?
merged with a competitor 2 years ago, and that's now worth 925 million.
What was the name of the company?
Wow.
My company was called Dog Vacay, and now it's called Rover.
Wow.
What was your background training?
In college, I was a neuroscience major. I was a high school science teacher as my first job, but this is like next level science. I mean, what I've done here is I've hired the top minds in the field of veterinary regenerative medicine to make this a reality. So we have 4 key patents that essentially lock competitors out of this multi-billion-dollar market.
What does it cover technically?
Yeah, so if I may just back up and explain a little bit about how stem cells work. So just the same way a lizard like regrows its tail, We have stem cells in every tissue of our body, and they're responsible for regenerating. Now, the problem is, as you get older, your store of stem cells go down dramatically.
Wow.
And that's directly related to aging. So, the idea is you should save these young, healthy stem cells so that potentially in later years, you can use it as a therapy to avoid expensive surgeries or really to even avoid the onset of disease. So what we've done is patented the way to isolate the stem cells from the reproductive tissue that they throw in the trash when you get a spay-neuter.
Screw the dogs. I'm going to do
could
this
do stem
myself.
cells.
I would
can use-
recommend you do it. It changed my life. Completely changed my life.
You'd have to be neutered first.
I don't like that part.
Aaron, let's just walk through some of the common sense elements of this.
Please.
I'm in sports, right? And so if it was just as simple as stem cell injections, you just give a shot, everything would grow back, injuries would never matter, correct?
Well, it sounds like a great dream to me,
I
yes.
mean, but my point is, if it worked, anybody with a decent doctor would be doing it. Why do you think that's not happening?
But I
I'll
think
say
the
it again.
reality here is also this is about the dogs. I absolutely believe there's a huge pet market. You know, people love trying to take care of their dogs. As much as you're right, this is not standard of care for humans, but there's a whole world that comes where you can actually do research first on animals.
I'd like to spend a little time on the reason you're here.
Yes.
Your business. Regardless on the skepticism, let's start with the consumer side.
Wonderful.
How much does it cost me to get the kit?
Our goal is to make this accessible. So we charge only $95 a year to store your stem cells.
So every year I pay you $95, you hit my card every year.
Correct.
I get the kit for free.
The kit we send to your veterinarian, so you don't even have to worry about it. The consumer buys it on our website.
And does the
That's
vet
one-
make money?
That's one channel. And the vet, it's a revenue stream for them.
How much are
because
they making?
They make about $100.
You instantly
collection
lose
fee.
money on the initial acquisition because
Correct.
you're paying the vet.
Correct.
How much does it cost you to do the extraction?
So it costs us, including the cost of the kit, shipping, everything, it's about $275 right now.
including what you pay the vet.
No, plus if we pay the vet.
So you're $375 right out the door.
Most vets don't even want that. They just want to kind of do it for free or
And what is it costing you to operate the business, your burn rate?
So we're burning about $400,000 a month right now, most of that on R&D.
Are there any other investors?
So we have raised a total of $10 million
$10 million.
to fund this business.
Okay.
I've hired some of
What was
the
the
top
last valuation on the round?
$25 million, the same as my house.
How much money do you anticipate having to raise at the time you're going to launch your product? Because you don't have any marketing money available to you yet.
Yeah, so we will have to raise money again.
And how much-
We'll raise money again in 2021, probably $25 million.
Your acquisition costs, that's what makes me the most anxious here about what you're doing, is that for every sale you have, you're losing money.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna sink.
So, very interesting. He got into what stem cells is, and another word for it is personalized medicine or generative treatments. Generative medicines. So, essentially, you use stem cells that are the basis of your cells, and they can be generative to diseases, injuries, and so on and so on. So, they can inject them, they are on the injury or the disease, and try to generate new cells that are healthy. This is kind of considered an area which could be the holy grail for medicine, especially for cancer, especially for torn meniscus, or actually one of the big issues, pain, chronic pain. Actually, one big area of medicine is just pain. Not as a symptom, just as a disease. So this is really interesting. And also one interesting thing is that he has quite good experience in building a company. He have run it up to 100 million in revenue and sold it. This is something you like as an investor. You like it very much that someone has been through it before and does it again. And he has a neuroscience background, but it's not that connected to what this is. It's good always to have some knowledge, education in this area. But he also understands that he is not a generative medicine or stem cells researcher, which is the biggest thing here. So he's not trying it himself. He has just hired the best brains in the world to help him with it. So very good. So he can focus on the business. Then over to the business. I agree with the guest shark here. Is the business model how he gets paid? Good. Sounds like his cost of acquisition of customers is very, very high in the beginning, and he's taking a really, really low price. And as he's saying, he wants to make it available for everyone at a low price. Yes, but if it done is like this, it will cost so much to start this company and coming up with a certain revenue to actually fund research that it maybe will not be enough. He's talking about this in 2019 or 2020, I don't know exactly. I don't check these videos, actually just don't check it before. So I assuming this is 2019 or 2020. So at this time, the market is very, very high. The valuations is paid enormously, especially for this kind of a company. So a downturn at the wrong point, 2020, 2023 as it is today, could hurt him a lot. Then he needs to pivot. And to pivot in the exactly wrong time, when people has no money. So a suggestion would be that he will take a little fee for starting the treatment and taking the stem cells for and to get it started, because this would be able to finance him early on and get a lot of customers in that will finance ahead of everything, and he can have a longer runway. Because if you want to use this product, and they're saying it's around $100 a year for storing the stem cells, to start it by paying $300, it's not a lot. They're paying a lot more in insurance or anything like that. So, but at least if he only does 100 or 200, and it could be a lot to lower that cost of acquisition. So, in that sense, it doesn't make sense in the business model, and he don't have the luxury of just giving it away at the moment. So, let's see if they're doing the therapies, how much they're coming up in there, and that if those can kind of offset this issue. Because right now he's talking about it more as an insurance. You're taking it in, storing it. Hopefully you get to use it later on. If you don't use it later on, maybe the biggest upside of this business model in actually using the therapies is lost. So, but I have a feeling that the sharks want to jump into the valuation and see what kind of sales they are having. I wanted to. Let's see. Show me the money.
You're losing money.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to sink because you're not going to have the cash flow to support that.
Well, we're well capitalized now. I have a very good
but you're
investor.
not.
I've
You
got
can't
investor
sell
network.
anything.
I mean, I think there's a couple things that concern me. I mean, one thing 23andMe does, we make money on every kit, but it makes me really nervous that you're going to lose money on every single kit going out the door, and it's going to be a couple years to recapture.
Well, listen here.
It takes a little while.
Let me tell you something. If Anne's nervous, I'm out.
Damon, you know what it's like to love a pet. I mean, how can you not support it?
Listen, I'm on the Petco board, but
You'd be such a
foundation
great
board,
partner
but
for this.
If Anne's nervous, I'm out.
Thank you.
I like a lot of aspects of this business. This is an emerging science.
Yeah.
The research is going to take years to do. But the consumer business, which is going to be your foundation for research and for therapeutics and all this coming, is a money loser. It's a money sink. And so unless
perhaps in the very short term, yeah, but I mean,
well,
when we're
I would say
creating
for
this
me,
brand new market,
give me some kind of hope about how does that 275 go down?
Raise prices.
Raise prices to 399, which actually is not potentially a bad idea.
Exactly.
It's like raise prices here. your volume is definitely going to go down, but at least you're not hemorrhaging on the
Yeah,
consumer
our
side.
perspective is that because it's a brand new market that nobody knows anything about, we're doing everything we can to lower those barriers to entry in the beginning, to
Right.
create word of mouth, to create virality, to get the vet on.
When 23andMe launched, we launched at $1,000. And in some ways, there was a benefit of doing that because you get the early adopters, you
Yeah.
can work out some of those kinks. You
100%.
always want to treat those customers then great.
Yeah.
But then take down the price.
Perhaps you're right that at scale, there's a better pricing structure.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, because I'm so creative, I've been listening to you, and my juices are flowing. I love the space. I'm in the space.
I know.
And I am Mr. Wonderful. Here's two offers. You choose between them. I'll give you the $500,000. I want the 2%, plus I want another 2% in options. So then I'm basically getting in at $12.5 million because of the value I bring. Or I'll give you the $500,000. I want 1% equity and $10 off every kit in perpetuity. That gets me so incentivized to sell these kits for you, you have no idea. Think about that while everybody else natters in the background.
That is very creative.
Of course it is.
I really think that's a clever way of doing it.
Of course it is.
And you'd be a great partner. I mean, you know how
Of
to
course I'd be a
explain this
great
stuff.
partner. I love it.
Aaron,
I
I'll
love it.
simplify things. Look, I believe in stem cells, right? I believe in what you're trying to do in terms of the storage. I just don't think you've got to figure out. So for those reasons, I'm out.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So interesting. A lot of things happened. Damien is out because Anne is not liking the business model. Mark is out because he doesn't think he has a grasp about the business model, what it is, but he likes the area. So he don't, because Mark Cuban has a lot of on the plate. He wants to only invest in stuff that is kind of cutthroat. You know what to do. Here's the money. Go do it. So I kind of understand that. Anne and Laurie has kind of brokered a deal behind Mr. Wonderful's back. So let's see what that is coming up. But in the meanwhile, Mr. Wonderful, I've gone actually giving him 2 offers. One is actually lowering the value of the company to half because he wants 4% for the 500,000, 2% in options and 2% in equity. And the other deal is 1% in equity, just because he wanted, and 10% per each kit in perpetuity. As I said before, a license deal could be good, but as it is in this area and it is in this stage when he actually have a problem with cash flow, it could be horrendously bad for the business. To always take out $10 on every kit, he's cutting his margins to actually sell and making rebates and discounts and everything like that with $10 all the time. And you hear $10 is like 10% off the kit. It's a lot of money. So in that sense, I never think this kind of deal makes sense. Of course, he wants Mr. Wonderful behind him and he can endorse it and so on and so on. Look at what's happened with FTX. Good or not? Probably not that good. But this product is maybe something better. And I think he has better supporters in Laurie and Anne. Because as Anne was in on, you have a great structure here in a sense. You have a consumer business that could finance the research business because you need to do a lot of research. And if you are doing research and already have the patient population, tremendous. You have the kind of the biggest obstacles is gone. So they could have a head start. They have already 4 patents that they are saying everyone else can't come close. So that's really cool. So I think she has a better visionary mind of what this could be strategically, but she needs to fix the consumer model to actually give it a viable cash flow so it doesn't burn too much before it actually need to raise money. And I agree with her. As I said, increase the price so you don't go as a loss in like the first 3 years. It's too expensive. So because then you need to wait 3 years to actually have a return on a customer. And what if the dog dies suddenly by a car crash in 2 years? Then you have only loss on that customer. So let's see. I think we will get a new offer on the table, competitive to Mr. Wonderfuls. But I don't think he wants to take the license deal because I think it's not good in this situation. That's jumping.
So I think there's a lot of potential in this business.
Thank you.
I think with Lori, we could actually really do a lot to get this out direct to consumer initially. I believe in the long-term potential, but we're looking at, coming in together at $500,000 for 8%.
Whoa.
I really believe in this. I know quite a bit about it, and I just think that, down the road, a lot of things will be figured out, but you're in the beginning. I think Anne is a great partner, so I'm really excited to work with her.
8%.
I think
I'd love to figure out a way to make this work. Look, I've got employees that I've given a lot of equity. I've got top scientists who basically took a chance on me. I gotta protect them too.
But what I think is important too is them knowing the benefit of having us on your team, because we can give you so much help.
So what are you going to do, Aaron?
You've got to make a decision.
I know, Lori, and would you guys do 4%? So we'll give you 4% of the business because I see the value that you bring, and we're off to the races.
Yeah. Would you do 5?
So Lori and Anne came with an offer, $500,000 for 8%. He came in with an offer of beginning $25 million. So they are slashing his valuation down to $6.5 million. He's put in a kind of hard place here because he has raised in this valuation before. He has employees who had got shares. He has researchers who got shares instead of salaries, and so on and so on. So if he's cutting it, he's cutting the value for them. He's cutting their net wealth. He's cutting their net value. So that's an issue here. So I think he will go up, and he did. Here he go up to 5% for 500,000. 10 million valuation instead. Is it enough? I think it would be better if Lori and Anne go up, if they want more percentage, go up in how much they give him and keep their percentage. Because if they go up to 600,000 or 700 or 800 with 5%, it will still be meeting in the middle here. But I also have a feeling he wants the Sharks, Lori and Anne, quite significantly. So I think he can be haggling a bit here, but I think they will stand firm. Maybe he will get them up with a dollar amount, but they will stand firm on the percentage. So we will see. It's actually very, very hard here because in a sense he's between a rock and a hard place. Would it be a bad thing to miss the Sharks? Yes, maybe not, but he has already raised 10 million US dollars. So he has apparently capabilities of raising capital in quite significant amounts before. But if I don't have them, but if he makes the deal, he is diluting and downvaluing his employees and stuff like that. So between a rock and a hard place here. But we can only see. Let's jump in.
Yeah. Would you do 5?
We've got a deal.
Done.
Great. It'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, thank you guys. I'm so excited.
Well.
It's gonna be
Good.
awesome. Thank you.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe good job.
Thank you for. There you go. Good luck.
Oh, we don't get to keep him?
Yeah, why do you get to keep the puppy?
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm so shocked.
You're shocked?
No, that Fred didn't pee on me.
I did not expect Anne and Lori to team up. Totally surprising, but they're honestly the dream team because Anne is a perfect partner. Lori, like nobody knows better how to explain things to consumers in the world. This is, I mean, you can see
Cool.
even Fred's
He got the deal. He was not haggling anything. I thought he would haggling a little bit. I will sometime do a video where I'm going back and looking at what actually happened, because if you know Shark Tank, you know that the deal that they agree on in the Shark Tank would maybe not be what's happening actually in real life, because they need to do due diligence and stuff like that after, and then they maybe agree or fixing the price or anything like that. So I will go back and make a video like that and do it on a lot more Shark Tank React videos I have here. So, what do you think? Would you invest in this company? If you go down to my 4 areas I'm looking at, the person behind it, he is clearly very good candidate to be entrepreneur you invest in. He has done it before. The only thing that is bad here, he doesn't have kind of the research background in this area, but he understands it. But yeah, so hopefully he has a strong CRO, chief research officer in his company that can talk about what is happening and everything like that when he has doing roadshows and talking with customers and talking with other kind of areas. And then we're talking about the product. It's complicated, but in a sense you're using stem cells to heal, to make bodies a lot healthier, and renewing these kind of stem cells that are renewing our bodies usually, but we are depleted of them as we grow older. Some say that stem cells research could be the solution of the disease aging. We don't know. Who could know? Let's see in the future. Because if we want to solve that, we actually need a lot more production of stem cells in that sense. And production of them and freezing them a lot earlier than actually when we are sick. So, yeah. Market. This could be one of the biggest market in the world, if you're looking at the whole spectra here. If you're just looking at pets, it's quite big, but it's not as big as when we're talking about humans. So in a sense, this is very good, very it's a very early market. And since they are in there and having patents and stuff like that, they have a head start. This is very, very good in these kind of areas. But they will have competition, that's just for sure. You can count on that. There are a lot more who want to come. They also have the possibility of going from pets to humans in that sense. If they're doing a lot of research on pets, then they have a lot of data that they can use and transfer before they go into clinical research area on humans. So there could be a pivot here and could be some deviation actually from the pet area. So great market, awesome, and so on. And talking about valuation, he did never say how much sales he had. Maybe they cut it out because he didn't want to tell it to the competition or anything like that. But that's the biggest area here. We had no numbers on sales, margins, anything like that. The only thing we knew that every kit he sold, he is actually not making a profit on it on 3 to 4 years. So only that tells me if he has been running for less than 4 years, he has actually negative sales. Kind of. Because I would say that he is not taking a charge for anything and actually paying the veterinarians to do the kit and try it and take the sample. You're kind of paying someone else to do it, so then it's $100 down the drain, the 95. So you're not profitable not profitable and making any sales like the first year. So yeah, just a matter of accounting. And in my head, it's actually taking 3 to 4 years to actually make some money back in the gross margin. So that's crazy. So that is actually quite bad. But would I invest? If he would be open to change his business model for the consumer area, yes. Because I wouldn't jump into this company with my money and see him burn through it in 3 to 4 years trying to acquire customers and doing research at the same time, because he could increase the prices and then it would be solving all these problems from the get-go. And when you're coming to scale, yes, you can decrease your prices, but with this business model as it is right now, he's depleting the company of cash and it's taking too long time to actually get the cash running in. I know it's a lot of people saying that maybe medicine should be free and everything like that, because health should be something that everyone could get. But remember, researching up a new medicine, drug, therapy, or anything like that costs so much money. And if the company is not making money, they can't fund it. So the big pharma, all the biotechs and stuff like that, they need to make a lot of money to actually come out with more drugs and more medicine and more cures and more therapies. So I know the humanitarian in you could maybe say that medicine should be free, but I think if you think it's in a bigger picture and if there's no profit in it, to actually fund more research in medicine, you wouldn't have the therapies or cures we have today. So that's the unfortunately kind of product of not taking a price on medicine and stuff like that. I think it's a Adam Sandler movie that's actually depicting this very, very good, that he say that he wants to give the medicine away for free and then they can't fund the next research product which could actually save a lot of people in some other disease and so on and so on and so on. So it's business learning all over the place. But what would you do? Would you invest in this company? As I said, I'm a little bit hesitant depending on what he would do and depending on what actually numbers are in sales. So, but tell me below, because I really want to know, because this is a very interesting company. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you for watching and remember to subscribe to the channel to see more. And least of all, I want to thank you for your time, wish you returns in your portfolio and in life. Bye bye.